Welcome. Welcome to our June 2015 DPI SIG. Like we do it at this time, we'd like to see who's here for the first time. Let's see a show of hands, yes? Oh, a bunch of them. Wonderful. Just a little introduction for you guys real quick. DPI SIG is a special interest group of the Naples FreeNet, 501(c) nonprofit organization providing internet services and training to Collier County, all run by volunteers, as are we. As far as you new people, you're very welcome. This is a free meeting. However, if you like what you see during the meeting, we invite you to join the club at halftime for $30. There's a bunch of advantages to joining the membership. If you do it at halftime, one of them is you're eligible for door prizes. But we have all kinds of other things, contests, and outings, and theme shows, and much more for members only. So that's basically it. As I mentioned, we're run by volunteers. Sonny Saunders and myself are our volunteers, and we recognize our volunteers. Next, Sonny Saunders will do that.
Thank you, Bill. Welcome to our meeting, everybody. I'll run through the activities that the club offers. In addition to the meetings, we have other activities, and that's really what the $30 a year is for. That's our annual dues. We have a monthly photography outing. We have a monthly theme show. We have 4 club competitions a year. We have a beginner's competition workshop to help you learn to compete. We're in 4 print and 4 digital competitions throughout the state through the F3C Florida Camera Club Council a year. We have a discussion roundtable one evening where we just sit around and talk about photography or computers or programs. We have a Lightroom workshop. We have a Photoshop users group. We have an Elements users group. We have a women's creative workshop, which is for men and women. We have a beginner's lighting workshop. So we have a lot of workshops. Anything you're interested in, this one night of the week, we meet and you can further that. Also, we have one on slideshows. We have 4 art galleries a year. We have a vendor's discount program and a members library. If anybody brought items to return, give them to Betty tonight. Make sure you put your name on them. Don's not here. And if you had items to pick up from the library, Betty has them up in the front. We also have an online magazine which you can submit articles to and pictures. We have an opportunity to volunteer to take pictures for not-for-profits organizations throughout Collier County for dinners or whatever they put on. And we also have a opportunity online to answer questions and critiques. So it takes a lot of people, about 50 volunteers to run the organization. Everybody with a green name thing, would you stand up? Don't be bashful, come on. This is what it takes to run the club. And I really thank all our volunteers. All right. Mike is one of our volunteers and he's in charge of outings. He's going to give us a report on outings.
Thanks, honey. Last month we were able to go down to Marco Island, and thanks for Allison and Highland, we were able to have a little macro workshop down there. I think we had about 44 in attendance. It was a great time. Those that came, I hope you enjoyed it. But I've got a few pictures from that. I don't know if Bill can get those up or not. This month we'll be going to Naples Botanical Garden. That'll be this Saturday. And I'm working for July. We still didn't have a spot open yet as far as where we were going, so I've been talking to a couple of the junkyards here in town. I think you all have done that a couple of years ago. And I've left some messages. I'm just waiting to get some feedback. So when Laurel gets back, we'll make sure that we get that out on the website for everybody so we know what we're going to do in July. And then August, I'll be doing a macro workshop and just trying to find a location for that. I figure during the hot months, it's better to do stuff indoors if we can, or at least start early. So those are the 3 things coming up. Just a little bit of what went on at the Marco Island Center for the Arts. We just had a great time. If anybody's got any suggestions, though, please email me or Laurel, and we'll certainly put those out there for everybody too. Thank you.
All right. Jennifer Simrow, tell us about art shows.
I'm just going to remind remind everybody, I have these little cards printed up there on the pre-table, and this is all the information about the upcoming art show in August at Shangri-La. That's in Bonita Springs. I don't know if anyone's been there, but they have some great lunches over there. It's a beautiful property. The theme is water. So just pick up one of these. That's all you need for the moment, and there'll be more information coming next month. Thank you.
All right, Mary Short has some ribbons to give out for the F3C, that's the Florida Camera Cup Council, and this is for the second triennial print competition, correct?
Just so everybody knows and is not confused, the digital ribbons for number 1 have not been awarded yet. There's been a problem with the gentleman that was writing them out. He did them on the wrong ribbons, and then unfortunately he wound up in the hospital, so he has not been able to correct the ribbons, and I'm going to work on trying to get those for the next meeting. Okay, this is for the print competition. There are not very many entries in this, so it'll go rather quickly. In the A category, Jim Robillard, The Flip, Blue Ribbon. Jim Robillard, Mother's Love, Blue Ribbon. Do you see a theme here? Jim Robillard, Twin Reflections, Blue Ribbon. Jim Robillard, American White, Mono, Blue Ribbon. And I don't believe I see him here today. Christine Cook earned the yellow ribbon in the creative category. All right, Cynthia Taft earned the yellow ribbon for Blanche colors. And then, last but not least, myself. I won a yellow ribbon for Free Ride. My first blue ribbon. For favorites, blue ribbon, me. And the next competition is going to be due at the first week in October. But I encourage you to get me your prints at the September meeting. So just put that on your calendar to get the prints to me at the September meeting.
All right. Art David and Bob Kennedy have a report to give us on Von Liebig.
Good evening. Tomorrow night there will be a reception for the opening of 2 photographic exhibits at the Von Liebig Center in downtown Naples. That's for the Naples Art Association. That's Camera USA, a national juried photo contest, and Pictures in Process, which is being judged by Frank Berner, a member of DPI SIG and a well-known instructor and photographer in Naples. Works of 7 of the DPI SIG members were accepted by jurors to appear in the Camera USA. This appeared in their PR internet publication during the week. And today, if you read in the Naples Daily News, there was a front page on the Neapolitan section with several of our members' photos being presented. They are Steve Augulus, David Bosworth, Lori Friedman, Bob Kennedy, Pat Kumachich, Mike Matthews, and Nick Provenzo. Now, we got these names by just asking around. If there's anyone here who's also been selected as a presenter in Cameras USA, would you please stand up or raise your hand at least? Anyone else? Did we miss anyone? No? Okay. We're hoping that members of DPI SIG will support the members who are appearing by coming to the presentation, the opening tomorrow Starts at what, 5:30? If you're a member of the Naples Art Association, it's free, you and someone else. If not, it's $10 per person. I think they give you 2 drinks of wine and some hors d'oeuvres and some pretty good company and excellent photography. In addition, there is another exhibit. It's called Pictures in Process, and that was judged again by Frank Berna. There are, I believe, 9 DPI SIG members who have been selected to show their works there. Some of them are double winners. They include Jennifer Brinkman, Christine Cook, myself, Deborah Eaton, Lori Friedman, Bob Kennedy, Pat Kumachich, Nick Provenzo, and Nancy Springer. It'd be great if you could attend tomorrow. We'd like to see you. And I think you ought to give an applause to all the people that... Oh, yeah, the judges for Camera USA were three national recognized photographers. It was a real tough judging to get into that. It's quite an honor to be selected in Camera USA. The winner is going to be receiving $5,000. So it's kind of nice. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.
Now it's time for members in the news. We have 3 to tell you about. Let me read them through the first 3. Let me read them through, and then at the end of that, we'll give them a round of applause. Joe Parisi was the subject of a featured article in the May 15 to 28th issue of Coastal Breeze News. Sonny Saunders won 3rd place award ribbon for the Marco Island Center for the Arts, over 75, juried art show. Lori Freeman's Red-Eyed Tree Frog and Pat Kunch's Beach Dancer and David Bosworth's Fragile were all featured in the Naples Daily News article on the Naples Art Association Camera USA event on June 11th.
If you haven't got your head shot in, do it. We're going to start doing it at some of the events also, but it's just the way that you see people and you can't remember what their names are. You go online, and it's flashcards. You can learn who the other members are. That's what I'm going to use it for. The next thing on the agenda is public announcements. I know we've got some. Nobody has any if Joe wasn't here, I knew you had to be here, Peggy.
You know I got something to say all the time, right? Hi, I'm Peggy Farron with Understand Photography Training Center. Got a couple things. I just want to remind you every single time that we are a shipping depot. Understand Photography is for Southern Photo Technical Service in Miami. So if you have a broken camera or if you need to get your camera professionally cleaned, you can bring it to the meeting here. I charge $25 to package it carefully and ship it, and then Southern Photo will call you for your credit card to pay for whatever's wrong with it. So it's just an extra service, so we come early so that you can drop off your cameras here. We also, at Understand Photography, we had a lot of success. We had 2 sold-out Cuba trips in May. So of course we're doing more. So if you want to come with us to Cuba, we're planning another one in October and another one in February after that. The February one is going to be a little bit longer. We're going to go to a few more places. And if any ladies want a staycation this summer, I'm doing 2 ladies workshops weekends at the Lemon Tree Inn. That's going to be full of all kinds of photography, night photography. We're going to go out and take a boat to Cape Romano. I can't think of anything else, but it's full of stuff. It's going to be fun. So join us.
Thank you, Peggy. Anybody else? Public announcements? Okay, well, I have one. Just confirmed today that on November the 23rd, our club is going to have Rick Salmon here in town to give us a talk between 9 a.m. and noon at the Norris Center. It's the theater down by Cambria Park. A lot of you know Rick. He wasn't able to make it to the convention, but he, through Canon, we'll be putting on our own little thing with Rick. So be sure and mark us. That is Thanksgiving week. It's the only time I could get arrangements for this. So it is the Monday of Thanksgiving week, but be sure and mark that, November the 23rd, and our opportunity to go and listen to Rick Salmon.
I don't know, what am I talking about?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
You said you were going to keep it a secret, so.
okay, I'm talking about recipes for success. I was talking with somebody, I think it was you, Sonny. We were talking about ideas, and I thought, you know, I've been writing up these things. People would ask me, hire me, have an issue, and I write up something about this is how you import photos. This is for all you that can't read except for what I write. You know, can't read the, you know, Scott Kelby's book or Martin Evening's book, well, anyway. So I put together recipes, exporting photos from Lightroom. Everybody knows how to do that? Raise your hand. Those that don't know how to do that? See? Okay, one or two. The rest of you don't care. Images. How about, I've had half a dozen people ask me about importing images into Lightroom. I can do it blindfolded, but some people, it's not so intuitive. But anyway, I have a 2-page recipe for doing that. And so, you know, I got some blog stuff that I started converting, so if you needed to know something about underwater basket weaving, these are going to go to Bill, and Bill's going to put them on a new page on the website, go like this. And it'll be, you know, recipes for success. And then you have a table of contents. You have Lightroom recipes, and you have Photoshop recipes. Bob Kennedy is already talking to me about one that he'll put together, or we'll put together. I'm sure Mike, you probably have some recipes. We all have little techniques we learn. I would love to see a recipe about shooting lightning, and I'll show you why. One of the ones, I actually wrote a letter to a person that goes here, but he's up in Missouri right now, and I just wrote him, he wanted to know how do I get my photography to the next level. You all can hear me, right? Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know how to get my photography to the next level, but I just wrote him, well, I'll tell you. And I'll show you. Hey, that's why I brought him. You know, I get ahead of myself. I was supposed to be on a hot date tonight, and she didn't answer the door. She heard. All right, so I'm in Word, but we're going to convert these to PDFs. And here's what I do. This is a little self-advertising. You see there's my richardsonnature.com. So at least you'll know what goofball put these together. So if you have a problem, you know, go to the library, click on import. If you don't know where that is, it's in the lower left-hand corner. Go on down. Do you want to do this? Do you want to copy them as a DNG? Why would you want to do that? I don't know, but there's the answer right there. Do you want to copy them? Do you want to move them? Do you want to add them to Lightroom? How about file handling? What do I do in there? What are my options? It's actually, what I want to do is make this as simple as I could so that you, a first-time user using Lightroom, could get into Lightroom and actually do something, and then you start talking to other people or reading a book somewhere else. You're really getting into Lightroom, and you can find, oh, I should be you know, setting up a preset to, let's say, what would be a good preset? Add 20% to, do calibration and lens correction, right? Aberrant. I was aberrant the other day too. She wouldn't come to the door either. What is it called? Yeah. So anyway, we do all kinds of, there's so many things you can do in Lightroom, and because I'm meeting all these people at Lightroom, at our user group, and I know everything. And then I started going to Lightroom and said, I'm an idiot. So I'm having to look up these things too, and I'm going, wow, this is really cool. I used to be pretty fast at doing it. I'm a lot faster now because I've learned all these little shortcuts, some of these shortcuts. Anyway, so you go down here and you apply things, apply during format, really easy stuff. Once you get it done, you never have to do it again. All these presets are made for you. And if you have problems with what I wrote, you just say, here, contact me, and here's my website. And if it's really bad, I'll fix it. If it's really, really bad, we'll remove the website.
But even better yet, this is an opportunity for everybody here to do some pretty cool stuff, I would hope. And then also, because it's a resource, because we're such a big club, the website's becoming very, very important to us. And yes, you can go on Google and you do searches, and that's fine. Knock yourself out. But here is stuff that you can read about, and you can probably bump into somebody at the next DPI SIG meeting or one of the user group meetings and actually, maybe refine the technique you're trying to learn. This little thing here is basically a blog, and it turned out to be a letter, and I've turned it into a blog. Jaw-dropping, eye-catching images contain elements that take you in, right? I hear Richard talking about this all the time, about good art. Draw your attention and cause you to pause. Wouldn't it be neat if every one of us knew that image would cause us to stop and take notice? I see all these photo contests, and I'm very proud of all the people that just a few years ago weren't doing so much. They were newbies. What do you want to say? How would you call people? Amateurs, point and shooters, and now everybody is turning their heads and looking at what they do. And so I go through my take on the three most important things: focus, composition, to make good images. It's not only that, you have to hold your tongue just right, and you have to do stuff that won't get you killed. And so far I've been pretty lucky, although I do have a lot of bug bites. Bug bites. Bug bites. But I have them on my butt. You get better? Yeah, you knew it, didn't you? So I'm going to get these up pretty soon, and I wanted to just throw some stuff out at you guys, because this is a time when I get to show my stuff. I get to show, and I was thinking, what other recipes do we need to be doing? Joe, can you think of a recipe that we need to be doing, maybe in Lightroom, or the other Joe? File renaming.
Right.
Probably simple, 2 or 3 paragraphs that fit on one page. I'm still recovering. I had to work Tuesday with some guys out in the swamp. I was really out in the swamp, and there were a lot of bugs. I worked all day long, and then I went out to Keyway Island all night long. So I'm up at 5 every morning. I worked all day, worked all night, did not get a bit rest. Plus, I was mostly standing for 24 hours. And then I got home at 7:30 in the morning, got off the Keyway and got home. Took a shower, put on more clothes, and then went back out into the swamp and spent the second day out in the swamp. And then at 4 o'clock I had therapy because I have back issues. So I had to wait 5 minutes. I had to wait 5 minutes. But this could take 10 minutes to tell the story, and I actually fell asleep. Anyway, to everyone else's amusement, if you're late, if you sit there in a chair with your mouth gaping open and you have this string of I think it was drool, and you wake up not because somebody nudges you, because there's subtle laughing from the guy that's riding a bicycle right next to you that's trying to get his knee back working again.
Question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Larry, is there a recipe or can somebody fix one to change the entire color background in Lightroom? In other words, just change the color, whatever it is, change it to black or change it to white or whatever.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
That's the right answer.
That one's it's going to sound funny, and I'm not trying to be funny, although I have up till now. It's about 1 or 2 button pushes. I just can't tell you where those buttons are. I mean, I do know where they are. They're right in front of your stupid face. And that may be worth it to do something like that, but I will give you my card. You email me, and as soon as I get that email, I'll send it back to you, an answer.
Got it.
It's actually good. I have mine at 17% gray, and some people like them at black.
Well, I'm thinking the background color of the photo.
On Lightroom,
Yeah, background color, you got it in Lightroom, you want it black, the entire background of the photo to be black.
I absolutely don't know how to do that. Does anybody? But, all right, so the other night I was on the key waiting and the lighting was really good, but I had my my phone, and I was watching that I wasn't gonna get, become a statistic. But everybody else was. There's a storm behind us, a storm on the 4 compass roses, the compass rose, north, south, east, and west. And so it was great lighting. And I got some really good pictures. Come to find out this morning when I'm downloading them, that I was shooting in JPEG and not RAW. They're incredible pictures, except there's a bunch of noise that in JPEG I don't think I can take care of. And by the way, I have no CM bites where nobody can see. I have 100 right here. I'm serious, I have 100. What I would love to do is have a group of 2 or 3 people. I'd like to have some novices because I want to make sure that we're using language that everybody can understand. And which usually that's the way I like to write because I can't understand much more than 6th grade education, which is actually good, and I'm proud of that. It took me 4 years to get that education. But if we can have 3 people, 4 people that would look at these and read them, and I would convert them to PDFs, I would send them to Bill. I would like to have things done in Lightroom. There's so much stuff on converting from Aperture to Lightroom and from iPhoto to Lightroom. Maybe we don't need anything on that, but if somebody has specific issues with that, doesn't like what they're finding on the internet, we could do something there. One pager.
Is this going to be just for Lightroom or for Photoshop?
No, this should be for everything. I think we should have a page that has all these possibilities. Do I need information on Lightroom? Yes. Do I need information on Photoshop? Do I need information on Aperture? Do I need what is it that we need to hear? I want to do one on basic photography. What's an inspiring photograph? What are the 3 things you want to look for? That's my take. Some people may have 4 things or 5 things. But I'm kind of a simple guy, which means I won't fix this computer. I'll just break it. That's not
Are we going to call you a chef?
No, that would be bad. Here, I can do this from here. So I can just click how much you want to bet it is. Okay. Okay. Hey.
Are you going to bet? Are you going to bet?
Bob, I'm in your debt. So, all right, sorry, Bill. He's so picky. So, I'm obviously pulling some of my best stuff out, so, there are so many people that take great pictures, but we always learn about the rule of thirds. I would love to hear somebody talk, or somebody write down, where is it not appropriate or not necessary to use the rule of thirds. I have so many images of, I'm staring down the lens to, a Gila monster or an animal that's going to eat me, and it's just weird that I would touch that button. You see spots on there? No. All right, so rule of thirds. Wouldn't it be nice too that somebody can give really clear, and how about some scientific reasoning for why rule of thirds works? We are hardwired. In the one cookbook, the one recipe I put together, I talk about how we are hardwired. We're hardwired to see certain colors better than others. The color wheel is actually a scientific development. On the opposite side of yellow and blue is purple. Do I have the right color? Yeah. No. The opposite side of the color wheel from yellow is purple because it's, what do you call the?
Complementary.
Yeah, it's complementary color, and it's because of the way we're wired. It's pretty neat. So it'd be nice to kind of understand these things. Orchid I shot last week, composition. You're looking right down the barrel, but how about leading lines? Somebody talk to me about leading lines. Why? Why do they work, and why should we use them? And this is the other night. It looks kind of good until you look at it real close, and it's because I shot in JPEG, I've got some issues that I don't think I'm going to resolve. But yeah, just unbelievable. And the thing is, it doesn't look this way when you photograph it. It just looks like a big flash of lightning, and all the clouds are kind of the same color. But then, and I'm not using any noise reduction on my camera, because if it's this is like a minute or minute and a half photograph, and if I use noise reduction, I have to wait an additional minute to a minute and a half, however long the exposure was. I have to wait for that exposure length again before the image pops up. But you can kind of see it's kind of noisy up here. Anyway, it really ticks me off. And I could barely hear the thunder. So it wasn't like I was going to get struck by lightning. Anyway. The other thing, that everybody knows where the Lely horses are. You either have to sneak in there and photograph the horses, or you get permission after you snuck in and got caught. But you know, composition again, and these are out of order, but I wanted to use this as a rule of thirds. Not the rule of thirds. Does it work? Does it not work? Is there anything wrong with that white spot above those owls? I actually did this one because one of our members here is just retired from the school system. She's walking in the door right now. We should all give her a big hand. Priscilla's last day of work was last Thursday at noon. And so you're really retired? Really retired. Okay. But I got a lot of those owls. Yeah, so she emails me, where can I take pictures of owls? And that's really good. Do I want everybody taking pictures of owls? Because if Mike and I were the only ones shooting owls, then we'd be selling a lot of owl pictures. But as it is, if you go down to the Marco Island Chamber of Commerce building, you walk in the door on the right, there's a kiosk, and it's full of single-page maps of all the owl burrows on Marco Island, and the golden bald eagles too. So that's what Priscilla did, and she got some owls. This is a wild animal. How about a technique for grab shots? I'm not even look through the lens. I can't get down that far near the ground because, I told you I was going to PT about my back.
Larry, what is that animal?
That's a fossa. Yeah, F-O-S-A or F-O-S-S-A. It is the meanest frickin' animal you ever seen. He's as big as an otter. His tail is every bit as long as he is, but he's about 2 feet long, and all he wants to do is rip you to shreds. And he would do that to me. I was playing with one that was 6 weeks old, and I just came out of the room all bloody. They have ultra sharp toenails, and they can turn their ankles around. They can turn their foot, they can turn it like that. And so they're just ultra climbers, and they eat lemurs. And they're from the island of Madagascar. And they're really cool, but don't ever try to pet one. Anyway, I just threw these. I remembered I had to give a show this morning. And so I threw this together. And the reason I did this like this was because I've come up with 3, and it didn't take me all that long to do. And I can, as soon as I send them to you guys, we can put them on the web. But how about if people sent me suggestions, or better yet, if you wrote some things, if you don't want to write something, but you want to know something. I mean, I actually have a quote on one of mine here.
I didn't steal it. I quoted it properly from a guy that, oh, here it is, from Nassim Mansurov. He was talking about what ISO shutter speed and aperture are. Okay, I've never met the guy or girl, but I like what he wrote. I copied and pasted in there. I gave him credit for it. That's illegal. So ideas, be good. And here's the thing. I love quotes. If you ever been around me long enough, I'm regurgitating simple quotes because I can't remember anything long. And one of my grad students the other day, he shared with me a quote. He says, the two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you discover why you were born. And I thought, well, that's really cool. I want to use that really bad. I want to tell you that. But how does it apply to you guys? Well, yesterday you bought a camera. It's your first camera. And today you took a picture good enough for people to stop and pause, maybe curse at it or maybe cry a little bit because you took a picture and it was so good that you changed somebody's life. That's why you got a camera. That's why you were born to take pictures. So we come out and we take pictures and we're learning and we're gathering all this stuff. And I tell you, I get as much out of looking at your pictures as you get out of making them. I love it. And I picked up this magazine from the table here. I have magazines and books and all kinds of stuff laying around. I have a fairly large library. And I keep these books around because every once in a while I thumb through them and I look for pictures. Why do I look at pictures? Because I need some inspiration. I need some ideas. I need to change it up a little bit. I need to get my photography to the next level, whatever that level is. So I just want to leave you with that. Ideas. I like sharing them because I have to dig to share them. I have to learn a little bit more. And I got as much out of this as I hope you'll get out of these when you read them. And so I just want to pass that on, and I'll get these up like by Monday or Tuesday. I'll have them sent to you. I'll send them to you tomorrow, Bob. Bill, I'll send them to you tomorrow, Bill. That's okay. You don't have to put them up right away. And that's all I have. Oh, Priscilla.
Larry, when you told me to go down to Marco City, I was working.
I told you the wrong island, didn't I?
And so, you know, because I've been having work before, I would check the website, and I checked the website, the map on the website.
See? It's working. Yeah, City Hall.
You can bring up a little map that I suggest you bring up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's so much information to be had, and it makes this stuff so interesting. I was going to show the picture of, I met Joe out on a trail, Joe Parisi out on a trail, and he took a picture of that cormorant, and Joe sent me a picture that he had taken, was of the duck in the dead mangrove, and he converted, I looking at this mangrove out of the marsh, and it was dead. I don't want to take a picture of a dead mangrove, and I'm trying to get these ducks lining up with mangroves, because I had a client that needed a photograph of a mangrove tree, but I wanted it more exciting than a mangrove tree. So I wanted the duck swing in front of it. Well, so Joe gets was a duck in front of the dead mangrove, and he converted to black and white, so who cares? You know, black and white, everything was dead, right? And it was I really liked it, Joe. But I wanted to make sure that nobody else could ever shoot that picture again. I cut it down. It was dead, so it was okay. But the thing, I'm just hanging out with this guy that I barely knew. Now I know everything about him. And I loved it. It was really good. We bumped into each other quite a few times down there, and I got a lot out of it. And so I'm hoping we'll get a lot out of these. That's it. I should stop talking. Are we on break now?
All right, thank you, Larry. We'll take about a 20-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll have the judges show us some outstanding pictures of the, you got ours, okay. So freely.
For those of you that are here for the first time, this is your chance to join the club at halftime. If you do, you're eligible for the door prize drawings. See our registrar, Patty Saunders, over there at the entry.